Joining me now in our Saskatoon newsroom is Jonathan Abramitz. He is a lawyer with experience in impaired driving cases. John, this is a first for SGI, suing two bars, but it has happened in other provinces. How successful are these kinds of cases?
It has happened before, and it's not new to Canada. In fact, it was over 20 years ago where the Supreme Court decided on a case where an impaired driver injured somebody, and the bar that served the impaired driver was sued as a result.
Successfully sued?
Yes.
And if SGI is successful in this case, could this then open up the opportunity for individuals who are injured by impaired drivers to start suing bar owners? Could that happen?
I think it could have happened already. I mean, I don't think SGI's lawsuit changes that. The Supreme Court opened that door over 20 years ago for every province. What's new is that we haven't seen SGI do it here yet, as far as I know.
So in your opinion, how much responsibility should lie with bar owners when it comes to keeping impaired drivers off the road? There's been a rigorous public debate over whether that responsibility should fall to these establishments.
Well, there's a higher standard of care for a commercial host versus, for example, if you're hosting your friends at your own home. Commercial hosts serve alcohol and they sell it. So they have a higher standard of care to ensure that they're not over-serving somebody, and that if they can foresee that that person's going to drive, they have a duty to step in and try and prevent it from happening.
And what about SGI's responsibility? Is this the right way to reduce impaired driving, or do you think there could be something else that could be done? We've seen the province try to take measures to curb what is a real problem in this province, people drinking and getting behind the wheel when they shouldn't.
Well, I think this is good that it sends a message out there that bar owners and commercial hosts should take extra care. But I think there's other ways too. For example, if we had Uber in the province, it would give greater accessibility to people who may be impaired and may be thinking, I want to drive home, but I'm not sure how to get there. Uber's worked well in other places, so from my perspective, it would be another way to increase the convenience of using other methods of transportation besides your own vehicle.
How likely do you think it is that SGI will be successful in suing these two bars?
Well, it's tough for me to say because I don't know the facts of what happened at that bar, and really that's what will ultimately decide or determine whether it's a successful lawsuit or not. I think where they have succeeded already is increasing the awareness to bar owners that there is a greater standard of care for them.
We're also seeing the implementation of this required training, what will be required training by the end of next year for everyone who works in a bar or has anything to do with providing alcohol to people. How could that impact legal cases? Does that change the responsibility at all, knowing that people have been fully trained on recognizing when someone has had way too much to drink?
Well, I suppose I can imagine a scenario in the future where an impaired driver was overserved, injured somebody, but they were served by a server who didn't have that training. If that server didn't have that training, I think that would increase the likelihood of legal exposure to the bar owner.
Thanks for your time tonight, John.
Okay, thanks, Jill.